Maybe it's just a rumor, but I hear that girls are a big influence for guys getting into rock and roll. How many times have we heard that story? But in this one, it's not only girls, it's Gene Krupa, watching one of the most legendary drummers of all time, helping one classic drummer that we've all heard of get to where he is, get to the point where he's done all the work and he gets through those doors and works with all those people. In this case, he was a main member of Vanilla Fudge, that quartet that blew the doors off when they appeared on The Ed Sullivan Show in 1968, 4 years after the Beatles. His work with Rod Stewart and so many others that you'll see in the B-roll. Gene Krupa, girls, and a damn good drummer. Carmine Apiece on Rock History Music. Carmine Apiece was born December 15th, 1946 in Brooklyn, New York. He's an iconic American rock drummer renowned for his powerful and innovative playing style. Beginning his career in the mid-60s, Apiece first gained prominence as a member of the psychedelic rock group Vanilla Fudge, where he helped pioneer a heavier, more dynamic approach to rock drumming, and of course influencing countless musicians in different genres. Apiece's career continued to ascend as he co-founded the hard rock group Cactus, and later joined the legendary Jeff Beck group, further solidifying his reputation as a versatile and formidable drummer. His distinctive style is characterized by a complex rhythm, intricate fills, and a commanding stage presence. In the mid-70s, Apiece joined Rod Stewart's band, contributing to several hit albums and co-writing chart-topping songs like Do You Think I'm Sexy and Young Turks. His work with Stewart showcased his ability to seamlessly blend rock, pop, and funk influences. Throughout his career, Apiece has played with artists like Ozzy Osbourne, Ted Nugent, and Blue Murder. He's also authored several very popular books and videos on drumming. His enduring legacy of rock music is marked by his technical prowess, innovation, and lasting impact on the drumming community. Carmine Apiece's latest project is with his iconic band Cactus. It's called Temple of Blues, Influences and Friends. Featuring, along with the current Cactus band, we have guitarist Joe Bonamassa, Ted Nugent, Pat Travers, Warren Hayes, Vernon Reed, Steve Stevens, Johnny A. of the Yardbirds, bassist Billy Sheen of Mr. Big, Doug Pinnick of King's X, Tony Franklin of The Firm and Blue Murder, Rudy Sarzo of Quiet Riot and Ozzy Osbourne, as well as members from Government Mule, Vixen, Rainbow, Zebra, and Whitesnake.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, it was like that ever since I started playing drums. The second house we lived in, I had a drum set out on an enclosed porch. And whenever I was like practicing, I look out the window, there was always the little girls over there dancing around to my drumming. That should have alerted me to what was coming.
One Way or Another is the biggest one, but that kick-ass, get out of my freaking way, I'm too busy getting a speeding ticket, Parchment Farm, Joe Bonamassa. Tell me about that tune.
Well, that was on the first album, and that's always been a favorite. That one and Evil and One Way or Another were the three favorites of the beginning Cactus albums. And they're all on different albums. First album is Parchment Farm, second album, Evil. Third album, One Way or Another, second album, third album was Evil. So one of each album. And when I did the Joe Bonamassa's podcast, he told me that track blew me away, Parchment Farm. So it's like a freight train. I said, yeah, it is like a freight train. So, so I said, we're doing this album. I explained it to him. I'd love for you to play on it. He said, okay. So we got him on that track. Same thing with Nugent. Yeah, Nugent was a big Cactus, McCarty, and Tim Bogert, Carmine Apiece fan. And when I asked him to play on it, he said, no problem. He played on my Guitar Zeus record, 1 and 2 back in the day, back in the 90s. And, so he was okay. And I knew King's X guys would play on it. They love Cactus. And they can claim Cactus as one of their influences. And so I asked Doug if he would play bass and sing on One Way or Another with me and Ted. He said, definitely. And then Dee Snider, I knew, had done Evil before, right, with his band Widowmaker. And one of my drum students was in his band, Joe Franco. So I said, you want to sing on this? He said immediately, I'm in, And McCarty didn't know him really well. So he thought, wow, that Twisted Sister singer, come on. I said, I'm telling you, it's going to be great. So when I played it for him, he goes, who's that singing? I said, that Twisted Sister singer. He said, wow, he sounds like Rusty. I said, yeah, I told you, you know? And so that came out great. And then right now we're working to try and get the video out with Parchment Farm. I don't know if we can get Bonamassa in it because he's so busy, but we got his playing in it.
Who was that younger Carmine? How would you describe that guy?
Just a guy from Brooklyn that didn't know nothing, just was enjoying what was happening. I mean, I never went to college, I graduated high school, never had a great vocabulary or anything like that. I mean, on our second album, a stupid album, they asked a question, and I said, well, I don't know this or that, but all I know is I know drums. It was a very dumb answer. But as you get older, get more experience. I was totally inexperienced at that time. And we were all inexperienced. That's why we did that album. We should have never done that album. The Beat Goes On is a terrible album for a second album. It actually killed the Vanilla Fudge career, totally.
Why? Why did it kill it?
All the momentum we had, there were no songs on it. It was called The Beat Goes On about, I don't know if you ever heard it, it's terrible. How music and through everything survived, through wars and from the beginning of time. But there were no songs. The only song on it was Moonlight Sonata, the symphony, Fleur de Lis. That was the only song on the album. So here we had a first album. It was top 10 album, it was the first album to go top 10 without a hit single, smash album. Then we did the second album. Everyone that was with us, Jimi Hendrix, Queen, all those albums, that they released a second album like the first, they all flew up the top 10. Mm-hmm. We didn't, because we didn't do the second album like the first album. Stupid. But we didn't know. Ahmet Ertegun, he owned the Atlantic Records. It was his idea to do it with Shadow Morton. But we could have done it as the seventh album, not the second album. Killed us. So we had the momentum going, then it went, then we had to go do another album to try and bring it up. We did end up saving it a bit, but we still lost momentum, but and then it kind of was one of the reasons why the band broke up eventually.
If you want to contribute to the channel, there's a PayPal link at the very top of the description. Also a link there for the brand new Cactus album that Carmine has just released with an all-star cast. You can join our Patreon. You'll get early access to all our videos. And go to our swag store. You can pick up a t-shirt at T-Top, a coat, hat, and a lot more with our logo on it. Subscribe to our channel, share our videos, comment on them, and like them as well. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music. Take care of yourself.